Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time and coming here and join us and to share some of the information about the preparations of the Olympic game, and which goes 162, and every second count down. But in America, I think we are lucky we got 1 day early because of the time difference to see the opening ceremony about it. I joined the Bangkok 3.5 years ago. So maybe my next book will be the Bangkok, for 5 years in Bangkok. It's take us a really, really hard work to get all the things prepared for the Olympic game. And for us, the schedule usually for organizing committee is about 3 months earlier than the real committee. So all the prepared work will be done by the end of April. So we got a very solid year the last year. And if we talk about the Olympic, maybe it will take about a year or 3 years for everything. But for the last year, we were concentrated on this listed 10 topics. The first one will be the Olympic venue construction, and the second one, and the Beijing Olympic game, the organizing committee got the Good Luck Beijing test events. The name of Good Luck Beijing is given by the IOC, International Olympic Committee, because you should tell the difference of the test events and the real Olympic game. And also 1 year countdown, the ceremony on Tiananmen Square, and also the Olympic torch relay, Olympic ticket sale is another big story, so everybody wants a ticket. And also the Beijing Paralympic Games, because since the Beijing game and the host city will sign a contract both with the IOC and the IPC, International Paralympic Committee. And if you want to host the Olympic game, you got obligation to do the Paralympic Games afterwards. And also we were talking about the volunteer recruitment for both games, the summer game and the Paralympic game. And also the unique Olympic medals. And will be for the first time in history combined two materials together, and for the treasure and for the value of the medal. And also the environmental protections in Beijing for the game, not only in Beijing, but for the whole country in China. And also the last one, maybe the most important one, the media operations. Well, first we will have a very quick look about the Olympic Green. Usually Olympic Green is the central park or central place for Olympic game. Usually it concerns, well, first the locations. It's on the northern part of Beijing. Here is the Chang'an Avenue, while this is the Forbidden City and Tiananmen Square. And you know, Beijing, all the road got second ring road, third ring road, fifth ring road. So the Olympic Green for the Beijing Games just laid it between the fourth and the fifth ring road. And here's the bird view about the Olympic Green. Here is the main stadium, called the National Stadium, and it got the nickname of the bird nest. And here it got the swimming center, the National Swimming Center, because of the shape, and people call it the water aquatic. And here's the indoor stadium, and over here will be the National Convention Center. And during the game time, it will be used for the MPC, that is the main press center, and also IBC, the International Broadcasting Center, and for some 21,000 accredited medias to cover the game. And over here will be the Olympic Village. And for the whole area, from the south to the north, and we're contained about 7 competing venues here. Yeah, here's the picture about the main stadiums. This is one of the unique, and be listed by the world leading newspaper as the new 8 wonders of the world, and stayed on the first. And this is a bird view about it, and during the night. This is a construction site, a real picture of it. And this is a digital picture, an image during the game time, what it will be. And this is another very unique stadium. And it goes to water and with the net spurs. And everything looks so nature. And this is the inside of the swimming center. And here is the National Indoor Stadium, will be used for the gymnastics competition and handball competition. And over here will be the Olympic green hockey field and play for hockey. This is another side look of the hockey field. And over here is the archery field, another look of the archery field. This is the National Convention Center. And this whole building divided into two parts. And one part for the fencing hill. And over here from the south to north, it stands about 400 meters long. And it's about 180 meters wide. And over here is the main press center for press and the photographers. And the whole building, 2/3 of the building were used for the working place and working center or headquarters for the broadcasters. And on the western community of Beijing, we got another group of all the venues. Here's the Olympic Green, and over here there's another group of the venues. First of all, be the Wukesong, that's the name of the place, and it concerns about the baseball and the basketball court. This is a basketball court, and some of the designer for the NBA's Houston Rockets joined the team who designed it. So it's a totally NBA style basketball court, and this is the baseball court. All three we have. The basketball court, and this is the competing one, competing two, and this is a practice court. This is you see the plan during the game time and after the game time. Sorry, because of the time, I don't have the time to put them all into English. But shortly, basketball court and practice court and the baseball court. And after the game, it will be used as part of the baseball court will be used as the city park. And also a swimming center will be built just by the side of the basketball court. And also we got a sports entertainment center, and we got the commercials and facilities over there. And it's turned out a commercial complex after the game. And also we got some culture facilities and also physical training facilities for the societies around it. And this is the Laoshan velodrome for the indoor bicycle, for the racing bicycle. And this is the shooting range hall. And this is the inside look of the shooting range. And this is the Fengtai softball field. And this is a real picture taken during the test events and in 2006. It's a pity that the IOC has voted to decide that they will cut softball and baseball from the Olympic competition list. Just because these two sports, you could not fix them in a certain period of time. And so the TV and they don't want to do it because they don't want to do a game for about 3 hours and another game about 1.5 or 2. So they want some fixed time program. So with this reason, table tennis, badminton, volleyball all change their rules, because in the future everybody knows these 3 sports, if you want to score, you have to win back your serving right. And you serve the ball and then you score the ball. So first thing you have to take the serving right. Well, that is too technically, we won't talk it today. And so these 2 sports, baseball and softball, is a pity that because it's very popular in American. And so people joke it's kind of the dice of the dinosaur, you see. The dinosaur can hardly change him or herself, you see, and to fit the environment changing. So we will have, if we have time, we will talk that later. And in the northern part of Beijing, we have some very unique fields, and this is called the canoeing and canoeing slalom, the open water racing court. And here is for the triathlon. Actually, it isn't the largest reservoir in Beijing, and take you some about 50 kilometers northern Beijing. And beside these three parts of the all the venues here, and what's new for the Beijing game, they just built 7 or 8 arenas on the university campus. And Olympic Green, around it, we have some university camps and very famous Chinese university, and they built 7 of them on the camps, and some of the venues is on the eastern part of Beijing. And this is for the agriculture university. It's for wrestling. And this is called is the Beijing Institute of Technology for gymnastics. And this is the Beijing University of Technology. And this is for badminton. And here is for the judo. And this is for the Peking universities for table tennis. And this is a very newly built arena. And we will later introduce some of the new techniques that they use for the arena. And it's environmental protect. Look, they can use the sunshine, the nature light, instead of the electronic, and instead of the all the man-made lights inside the court. So that can save a lot of energy. And here's the Beijing University. We call this. This is for the weightlifting, just in front of the Bogok headquarters. This is the look of the inside. This is a Capital Indoor Stadium. Still remember in the later 1970s, an American the table tennis team visited China. They played their game against the Chinese national team here, and that broke the ice between the two great countries. And that is the building. But now we just reconstructed it and redecorated it into a very modern one. For other sports venues, like this is for badminton. And here is the Workers' Stadium, and it's the first. It was constructed in the time of 1950s, and because it was very old. But during the Olympic construction period, and they got it, and it's went back into use. So this is a work indoor arena. It's for boxing, and here's the image during the game time. What it will be. Maybe just like remind people just like the Madison Square Garden in New York, not far away from here. This is a Chaoyang Park for beach volleyball, and it turned out a great success after the test events. And other venues we have outside Beijing, because we have a co-host city like Qinhuangdao, like Shenyang, like Tianjin, like Shanghai, and like Qingdao, and also Hong Kong, 6 of them. This is a Shanghai football court. When we talk football, we're talking about the soccer, not American football. This is also the Shanghai for the FIFA football, not for NFL. This is also Qinhuangdao for the soccer, and this is the inside look of the Qinhuangdao football court, and this one is in Shenyang, and this one is Tianjin. It's very near to Beijing. Take you about half hour by the bullet train to go there. And this is the Tianjin football court inside. And over here, the three words stand for Olympic Village. This village will contain about all the 10,000 athletes who are competing in the Beijing Games. And here's the overlay drawing of the village. And they will stay in all these buildings, like the apartment. And over here, that's the international court. And for catering and for communication and for some exercise over here. And over here will be a lake. Well, this is one of the court. It's my favorite court. Is the Qingdao. It's for sailing because I was born in Qingdao, and they have very good Qingdao beer there. And all the foreigners now works with us in the Babcock side. We don't want to go to the bird nest. We want to go to Qingdao because if you got a chance to go to Qingdao there during the Olympic game, it's a great court. It's designed by the international team, combined expert from Australia, from Athens, and also from the United States. So it's very international. And here's the Hong Kong for the equestrian. I was there 3 weeks ago, and this will be a newly constructed equestrian court and with the international level. So the second topic, maybe go very quick. I will leave my PowerPoint here, and if you got interested, you can make a copy of it. The second one is very important. We will have the Good Luck Beijing test events. And for the Babcock, they took the most test events for any Olympic Games. And so far, we have 5,000 athletes participated and got 10,000, I guess it's 10,000, yeah. 10,000 medias who have covered all the games. And we got 2 of the events in the year before last year. And in last year, we got 27. And we already have 14 this year. And we will have in April the 7th, the last group of the test events. All the venues has been tested, and both in Beijing and in Coast City. And also is every most in the Olympic, it is the most Olympic test events have ever taken. And it got 3 advantages. The first, you can try to say all the venues is good and is consistent for the competing. And the second, the most important, you can let the young volunteers and our young organizing teams gain the experience and what Olympics will be like, just like used like a rehearsal. And for the third, and gave the IOC officials and also the officials from all the individual federations, and gave them a chance to get familiar with all the facilities and the course we will use. So maybe this will be used as one of the regulations for the next Olympic Games. So the London committee joked that please do it less, you see, otherwise it will be a very hard burden for us. This is some picture taken during the test events. This is a very good competitions. Sorry? We got rowing, we got the beach volleyball, and we got disabled, call it the rolling ball, and also gymnastics, and also bicycles, and competing gymnasts, the handball. And this is what got its short name, BMX, and it's very popular in the US and also in China. And beach volleyball and badminton. And this is the awarding ceremonies. This is the canoeing and kayaking slaloms China Open 2007. The third, well, and the last year, the 1-year countdown ceremony was taken in Tiananmen Square, and IOC President Jacques Roger just sent all the invitation letters to all the NOCs, that's the National Olympic Committees, to invite them, and it's over 210 of them all over the world, and to send their athletes and officials to the Beijing Games. And 1 year countdown for the Beijing 2008 Paralympic Games also taken place in September 6th, the last year. That is more than 20 days after the a week later after the Olympic Games, and immediately we will have the Paralympic Games. This is a picture taken that day in the August 8th, and the 2000. I'm sorry, should be 7. Should be 7. Yeah. This is the Tiananmen Square. They got the giant, and this is the countdown clock. This is all the IOC members. And for the fourth and the Beijing Olympic torch relay, and the design of the torch, I'm very proud to say that it's designed by the company Lenovo, and they sent some students to this class today. Any of you? Yeah. Lenovo just bought an IBM laptop right 2 years ago. I met some of them and said the IBM didn't make money from the laptop when they sell themselves, you see. But the Lenovo just make great money from that after they take it over. So from today on, Lenovo is the sponsor for the Olympic game in Beijing, and also sponsor for the Torino game, and also sponsor for the Athens game. And this is one of the very best torch ever designed for the Olympic game. And this is the logo for the Olympic torch, all the activities. And we don't have time to explain each part of it. Actually, it's the imagination of the roll of the paper. And in the ancient China, when you paint a picture, you roll it, right? So this is the imagination of the roll of the roll of the paper. So, and also, this is the lucky cloud, or the symbols of the lucky cloud. And the red is the color for happiness and importance in China. Well, sorry, somebody can read it. But shortly, the torch relay will take 2 phases. So first is the outside China, the mainland, and it will take 33 days and 19 countries and also 21 cities, including Hong Kong and Macau. So United States, they will go San Francisco and then go to Buenos Aires, and London, Paris, San Francisco, Buenos Aires, and then later come to Macau. And on the mainland China, it will take place from the May the 4th to the August the 8th, the opening ceremony day. And altogether they have 97 days and 31 provincials and 130 cities. And finally they will go to Beijing. They were coming to China in Hainan Island. That is the island, a province in the north and in the south end of China. Somebody maybe have been there. You can imagine that island, we call it the China's Hawaii. It's a very beautiful island. And this is the uniform of the torch bearers will bear during the games, during their reign. Since so many people want to be the torch bearer, so Beijing game also for the first time they cut the traditional 400 distance into 200 distance. So now Beijing people the bearer just try now to how to run fast, and not to how to run look like fast, but go slowly, because everyone wants to hold the torch for a longer time. And one of the highlights for the Beijing Olympic torch is during the May, if the weather is okay, and that is the best season for the mountain climbing. And they will bring the torch up to the peak of the Jumolangma, the highest peak in the world. And last May, they have tested all the roads to climb it. And also they have tested all the torch and make sure it can burn, you see, and in the very bad and very difficult air conditions up there. And that is one of the top secret for Bogok. And they already make it a success, but they will wait for the window. And in May, this May, that means 1.5 months later, and they will make one of the greatest humans conquer of nature. For the fifth topic, we were the Olympic ticket sales. Well, that is a very interesting one. The total tickets for the Beijing Olympic Games will be 7 million. And the high HDE stand for the high demanding tickets. Allocations will be by lotteries. For example, the opening ceremony, the rate is 21 for 1. That means every 21 people who applied for the tickets who make the lottery only got one luckier. And for the first phase, it's already ended by June 2007, and 5.18 million subscriptions just submitted for some 2.2 million tickets. So every ticket will got 2 or 3 people to buy it. And the second phase, since the October 30th last year, actually in the first, they think they will got the first come, first served policy, but later it turned out one of the sweet disaster for the Bogok, because the website system and for booking the tickets and also the hotline just collapsed in the first minutes, the first hour of the first day, you see, because they designed for 100, you see, 1 million people, and hit the web in the same time, but actually it happened 8 million people hit that in the same minutes. So all the things just broken down, and we have to be forced and return to the lottery program, and got everybody understand over there. And so for the second phase of the ticket selling, we got 4.2 million applications for 1.8 million tickets remain. And for the third phase, will start in April, in next month, until the end of the Beijing Olympic Games. That is a total difference than the past Olympic Games. That the Chinese people got very enthusiastic, want to take part in any parts of the Olympic game, and to watch the game, to be a volunteer, and to work for the game. So one of the very experienced ticket seller, and Kurt Logan, he's the general manager for the Gehua. This is the Chinese name. Actually, for the Tickets Master is an American company. This is joint venture. This is the expert to sell the tickets for Olympic Games. They did very successfully in the last 2 Olympic Games. But what he said is, I've never seen so many people booking tickets so long before the game really happens. So this is a picture taken during in one of the China Bank, you see, the office. Well, all the tickets, if we sell all the tickets, the Bogok will earn $1.4 billion US. And this is a symbol on every ticket box for Beijing Olympic ticketing. And this is a website. You can take it down on the hotline. You can try your lucky, see you can be one of the lucky people, the lucky person, to make the draw, the lottery. So why? What's the reason why people is so crazy about the Beijing Olympic Games tickets? One reason is it is the lowest price ticket selling Olympic Games ever. And for the opening ceremony, the highest will be 3,000 renminbi yuan. I don't know. Some renminbi yuan stands for $1. So you can make the math, the calculation. And the lowest is just 150. And for the preliminary round, it's about 300 yuan and 30 yuan. For the final, the tickets for the final is 1,000. Averagely, it's under 60. And the opening ceremony is for 5,000. I'm sorry. The closing ceremony is for 3,000. So they have a special policies to encourage more students to go to the Olympic venue to watch the game. So the students can buy tickets with 5 yuan. That's the less than $1. And the final for students is 10 yuan. That is maybe $1 and 3 cents. I don't know. So the tickets, if you want to do it, you better do it earlier. Everybody take down the website. Very easy, tickets.beijing2000.cn. And for the sixth achievement in last year, and this is about the Beijing 2008 Paralympic Games. And the game was started in September 6th and through to the 7th and last year. And 20 sports will be competed there, and with 471 events. It's almost 120 more than the Summer Olympic Games. And also it's very important in the history of the Olympic and the Paralympic game. The same city will host the 2 games. And the opening ceremony will use the same venue. So that's why we call this the Paralympic Games. Actually, maybe some of the dictionary don't have the word. And they just want to be treated and be act like equal, you see. This is a very new concept in the disabled people's sports and disabled people's society and their social society and their activities. And some 4,000 athletes will compete in the game, and some over 4,000 media will cover the game. Here are 3 very, very important logos for the Olympic game, for the Beijing game. This one is the Beijing logo. And this is the symbol of a Chinese shadow boxing, or called Tai Chi boxing. It's like a person who played the Tai Chi there. And this one is very good. And I will say once strongly recommended the Beijing use the same one. But later Beijing created this one. They call it the Dancing Beijing. And this is the Chinese word for Jing. That is Beijing. And Jing means what? Jing means the capital. And Bei means the northern. So the northern capital, that is the Beijing. So this one now got very popular. This is a Chinese sale. And you can, with all the elements of the Chinese culture and the tradition. And this is one for the Paralympic Games. It's also Chinese word. Some Chinese student here can know it's a zhi. Yes, and in English, I don't know how to translate it. Maybe it's to something or reach something. And this is a symbol of a person sitting in a wheelchair. Right? So that means the disabled people always want to keep going forward. So this is a head, and also this is a sun in the sky. And this is a person's very strong arm, you see. And this is the ground, the grass, and the very solid ground grass. So Beijing 2008, and all together is the same. And this is a 5 ring, but this is the symbol for the Paralympic Games. Well, 7th, maybe the most interesting one is this Olympic volunteer recruitment. And since starting August 28, and 3 years ago, and restarting the recruitment of the volunteer for the Beijing Olympic Game. And the Beijing game, the summer game, will use 70 to 100,000 volunteers and to work for all the athletes, media, spectators, while we will use 30,000 volunteers for the Paralympic game. Yeah, you can take this hotline for the volunteer applications. But later it turned out, like the tickets, just out of the control. And so far, we have 900,000 applications for the summer game. You see. And usually, if you ask a volunteer, and two things is very important. And the first, your time available, the period your time available. And second, if your physical fitness for the hard work. But among all the 900,000 applications, 1/3 of them said anytime. We don't have time limitations. So some of the people put time limitations at first on the application form, and later and they reapplicate it just without time limitation. Anytime will do. You see, this is one of the pictures taken in the 1-year countdown to the Beijing Olympic Games. And most of the volunteers are the young students in Chinese universities. So and they have very good language skills over there. And this is for the awarding ceremony volunteers. This is one of the basic skills they have to train, you see, during their training course. They have to stand there for at least 20 minutes and without letting the books on their top draw down the ground. Because during the game time, this is the picture taking the test events, you see. They have to hold elegantly and strictly, so let officials for the medal awarding. And this is a part of the preparations. It's very important. And all the organizing committees will start this work 2 years ago. And first, you should, for all the beautiful girls, representing your country, representing your culture. So that's very interesting. And with the height limitations, you should be 1.68 taller. So it's very hard to make it.
Are there boys for this?
Yeah.
Are there boys for this?
No. So far, for all Olympic Games, only girl. I don't know why. So yeah, we have some boys to do this. Yeah, but during the Paralympic Games, they will help the athletes, and some of the athletes without their arms, so they have to do some assist to them. Yeah, your suggestion is very good. We will do some boys. So that's one of the figures about. Most important is all the applications will end by March this year. That means we have just 1 month and 2 days, maybe 3 days to go. As talking about the volunteers, one of the relevant topic is about the sponsor. These are the Olympic partners. We call it the top sponsors, and called China Bank, and China Net Company, and the Sinopec, with a lot of Chinese companies over there, Adidas, and should be a McDonald's here. just for your reference, this is some of the sponsors. And all the sponsors will be divided into 3 or 4 categories. The top, at least you will start at how much? 68 million US dollars. If there's the bidding, you will go up and up, you see. And averagely, the top sponsor over there paid over 100 million US dollars for their sponsorship, for their right to be a Beijing Olympic sponsorship. And also, our colleagues in the BOGOC, you see, in the marketing department, they got this is so different than the past Olympic Games. Usually, the past Olympic Games, you will go out and talk to the sponsors for 3 years and 2 half year before the Olympic game. But in Beijing, within half years, we got 11 of them. And I will say also for the first time said, 11 is quite enough. Because all the sponsors, averagely speaking, they overpaid. That means they paid more than 68 million US dollars. If they paid more, and the BOGOC will give them more tickets, give them more things in return because they supported the Olympic Games. And this is one of the greatest contribution by American, Mr. Ubras, who just created the sponsorship system in the Los Angeles game in the 1984. So since then, all the Olympic hosting city will earn money. And since then, no city lose money about just hosting the game. So you have to put the limitations on the sponsorship. You don't want too much money. The budget is very easy to go. And usually Olympic budget, this is a suppliers, they got so many. Usually Olympic budget is made according to the competing day. And for each competing day, the budget is about 100 million US dollars. So that's very easy. So altogether, we got 16 competing days. So the budget usually go about around 1.6 billion US dollars. So you don't want too much dollars. Otherwise, it's too commercialized of the game. That will be a not very good impact to the athletes and all the young people who watch the game. So it's usually around 1.6 to 2.1 or 3 billion US dollars. That is the budget only for hosting the game, not for the construction, not for the city. And this is some of the items that is made and sold by the licensed products of the IOC and for each Olympic Games. And for the 8th topic, it's about unique Olympic medals. And the Beijing Olympic medals is announced by the March 27, that is 500 days to count down to 2000 Olympic Game. And it is the first time that you use the medal with the gold, silver, bronze, and with the jade circle in it. That means you combine the 2 things together. This is a typical Chinese culture. This is the gold and the jade, and representing all the things noble, and all things got treasure, all the things the happiness, and stand for that. But in front of the medal is also the Olympic tradition, and this is a goddess of a victory in the Greek culture, and her name is everybody got very familiar, Nike. Yeah. Nike, the name Nike is not name of sneaker. Nike name is the beautiful lady. You see. Yeah. N-I-K-E, Nike. So each Olympic Games should have her in front. You see, rather than running or sitting, whatever, it must be Nike. You see, in front of the medal. On the back of the medal, the hosting country and the hosting city can be designed by themselves and put all the elements and their culture elements, their traditional elements on the back of it. So this is one of the creation in the Olympic medal design. And also this is also the very typical Chinese symbol for the lucky. This is the symbol of the lucky cloud, you see. So this is the front, this is the back. Now this is a picture with all the gold medals. Talking about the gold medals, this is a part of all their culture and represents the hosting country. The IOC don't want Beijing copy any other cities. They want Beijing look the typical China and the typical Beijing, because each country just got their own culture and their own value of life and value of the sports, and you put them together just like a beautiful garden with all kinds of flowers in it. That is one of the concepts for Olympic Games. So this is a typical Chinese. The mascot, we got 5, the most in Olympic history. And so far people love it. This is a symbol of the fish, you see. And this is a panda, everybody knows it. This is the boy of the flame, you see. And this is a goat, and in Tibetan. And this is the bird called swallow? What is the word? Swallow, yeah. Swallow. Swallow is Beijing got a lot of swallow, you see. So this is a girl. And their name is very interesting. Their name sound Bei Bei, Jing Jing, Huan Huan, Ying Ying, Ni Ni. So very easy. Just repeat the sound. Actually, it's a sentence. That's Bei Jing, Huan, Ying, Ni. Ni means you. Huan means welcome. Bei means Jing means Beijing means Beijing. Beijing, Huan Ying Ni. That Beijing welcomes you. So this is called Fuwa. Very easy. And this is a symbol will be used for the events and the competitions. And they put Fuwa on the China airline. And this is 5 typical colors representing Beijing. This is a result worked by the international, the PR companies, and said these 6 colors represent Beijing. This is the China red, and this is yellow represent the Forbidden City, the royal yellow of China, and this is the green for the Beijing Strait, and this is the blue for the China, and this is for the Jade, and this is gray, and make people think about the Great Wall. So when you put these colors together, so Olympic Games will design, each city will choose their own color. I think London will also choose their color. And the Athens choose their color. It's like a white and the blue. And the blue is the ocean, and the white is the sky, something like that. And the second level logos for the games, and we have the logo for volunteer. There's the 2 hearts together. And this is for the culture with the Chinese lantern. And this is the environment protecting. And also this is a touch relay with a flame in the hand. This is the pictograms for the Beijing Olympic Games. And all the friends in the IOC and all the athletes and the coaches like it very much. And it's very vivid. And also you can easy to read, understand. And also it's come from China's ancient, very old calligraphy. You see? 2,000 years ago, 800 years ago, we wrote like this. You see. And this is, you can say, exactly the same. And also, it representing the sports very well. This is a real picture during the game. Actually, this word is ma. Ma means horse in Chinese ancient language. And this is shooting and fencing. Now, this is for Paralympic Games. So altogether, we have all these symbols together representing China. So in the later last year, when Beijing want to do a symbol or do a sign, the IOC officer will always ask, can we do it in Chinese calligraphy? We don't want to use the printed letter of the Western language, or we don't want to use the other. If you can write it, let's write it. And everybody just like all the system and all the styles. And also, we will go with the Olympic arts exhibition, so very important for the Olympic culture. And also Olympic education and Olympic model school. China will have 500 middle schools and used as the Olympic model school. They will got all the reading materials, a textbook about the Olympic knowledge and Olympic rules, regulations about the competition, the sports, the culture, the spirits in it, and to let every student understand Olympic spirits well. Well, the next we're talking about very briefly about the environmental protections, and this is a picture taken about Olympic grain is here. Actually, this is 4 times larger than the Sydney Olympic grain, 2 times larger than the Athens Olympic grain. So at first, when we handed this to the IOC got very worried because in Sydney, the Olympic grain, and in Athens, the Olympic grain, later turned out as the white elephant. There's nobody living around there. And it's become the home for the fox, we say. And the government will spend a lot of money to keep them in well shape. But when the IOC members just go to, this is the 4th ring road of Beijing, and this is a part of the sports complex for the Asian Games in Beijing in 1990, almost 20 years ago. And during that time, after the successful holding of the Asian Game, Mr. Deng Xiaoping just stood here and told the Chinese sports people, said, you can considering about the Olympic game in the future. So since then, they just keep this vast land, it's undeveloped, just for Olympic Games. But around it, some boys came from Beijing and the girls came from Beijing. They told, has already got one of the city center in the northern part of Beijing. And when they just learned there are about 1 million people who aged from 15 to 35 around here, around this area. And they showed a great interest in, will use the facilities. And so they said this is maybe one of the solutions for the Olympic game, not the facilities don't turn into the white elephants after the game. So why London can beat all other candidates for the next year's Olympic, for the next Olympic Games in 2012? And actually, London said their plan is to turn the northern part of London, is a wasted industry area, into a community for the young generation of the people, for people who just graduated from university, who can work or live there. So that is you turn the Olympic construction as a part of the city, but not apart from the city. So later, if American want to bid for the Olympic Games, you just said we can host the game inside our city, but not outside our city. That is very new in the later. So that is and also it can not environmental protection, and it's also it's good for their life and good for the city. Well, this is a planning draw. And more than half of the part of the Olympic Green is the Olympic Park. It's a huge, large forest. And inside there is a man-made lake. And the shape of the lake and the river goes like a dragon. The dragon in the Chinese culture representing the heaven, the emperor, something important and something strong, but not as the dragon as the Western culture. It's not that good. So the dragon looks very young and looks very nice. This is the horn of the dragon. This is the mouth of the dragon. The Dragon River goes all the way. Only they will use this part as the competing venue. And this part will be the Olympic Village. It can hold, for more than 2,000 families to live there. And the idea also for Beijing that this is not a typical sports complex after the Olympic Games. It will turn out the second CBD for Beijing in the northern part. So that just guaranteed all the facilities will have fully used in the future. So they have the bird's nest, the swimming center later after the game, and the capacity, the seats in it is over 9,000. After the game, they will just turn down 7,000 of them and turn it into what they call is the water entertaining center. You can swim in, you can bring your kids there, and do all the games on the water or in the water. And so the bird's nest is turned out is so unique that I don't know if it's true or not. They said the Spider-Man 7 will shoot their footage or shoot their film there. Yeah. So it's already just formed some companies and for the post-Olympic Games business running or management, and they already just earned money from the year of 2009. So for next year. And this is a picture of the Olympic forest. I don't know if you can see it clearly. All the commercial facilities were built under the ground. And that means on the roof of it, there will be grassland, river, lake. So from the sky, you couldn't see any facilities in it. But inside, they will have a lot of commercial facilities. Coffee, restaurant, cinema, all the things in it. And also they use a lot of new materials for the venues. And for example, this is the water. This is the water aquatic center, and it's built not by the traditional material. It's by really new material. And this is some of the roofs of the newly built venues there, and it can let the sunshine and the daylight go through it. And also this is the inside of the water aquatic center. It's just like you in a purple of the water. It's a feel unique. And also they got some, they call it the sky mirrors on it. Actually, is a window like a half ball. You see. And also they will use the nature's power and nature's energy. And all the newly built all the venues beneath it or under it will be a little or be a small reservoir, and so they can gather all the rainwater in it. And for the daily, the watering the grass, watering the floor, wash all the facilities in it. That saves a lot of water in Beijing. So the last, maybe the most important, is the media operation. And the Beijing Olympic Games were covered by, first we'll see some facilities already. I'm very proud, so this is MPC for the press and photographers. It will stands for 60,000 square meters, the ever largest one in Olympic history. That one in Athens is about 54,000 square meters, while in Sydney it was 40,000 square meters. Why we got so large MPC? I will be the manager of the MPC during the game, because I covered 5 games, and they said the MPC of the manager for the MPC should find a person who at least covered 3 Olympic Games and has been a sports writer over 15 years and has do some management job in leading newspaper and agencies, and he or she can speak some English, and he or she must be 45 or older, and must be 50 younger. It's a very small window. He said, if you are not 45, you see, you don't understand life, you don't understand the people. While the whole world media just gather together, they will be troublemakers. You see. If you are over 50, you are too old. You see. Because you have to stay there for 2 months, cannot go back to home, even cannot go back to sleep. You see, you have all the things to do. So it's a very, very narrow window. So if in China you couldn't find a person like that, so the IOC will recommended someone from the Europe, Australia or somewhere. But so happened, so that year I was 45. So it's not only I turn out as one of my pride, you see. Later the IOC people told me this is one of the standard that representing China as a participant in the international sports activities. So I think China is a sports-loving country, and we have more than all the countries, more than 10,000 sports writers over there. So I was just so lucky, and I'm the person can go through that very narrow little window. So also it's my, I think it's my duty to serve the people, because I used the 5 Olympic MPC, and now it's my turn to serve my friends and serve my all colleagues there. And this will be the main workroom. We will got 1,000 working stations in it, and for the people to write in. This is another look of the press workroom, and this is the photo workroom, and this is the main street. The main street is about 8 meters wide. That's almost like as wide as this room. And this is the main press conference room. We will got a capacity of 800 there, and every day here we'll hold at least 10 to 15 press conference and briefings, and release all the news to the media. And this is the rental space. And talking about the rental space, in Beijing, we have some 150 applications for rental space or their private office in the MPC, while the figure is 120 in Athens and Sydney. And also, all the agencies here want larger rooms than before. So it turned out another, we call it a sweet headache for us. You see, because we just kept 10,000 square meters for the rental space. But later we added 2,000 square meters in it. So it's altogether 12,000 square meters. All the media will be here. And this is one of the typical rental space. This is for AP. Altogether 600 square meters long. And AP will send over 400 people there to cover the game. Some of the facts and figures, very quickly. The time for the Beijing Olympic Games should be the August 8th to 24th, 2008. And the Paralympic Games should go September the 6th to the 7th. And altogether, we will have over 200 countries and regions to participate in the Olympic game, and including 10,666 athletes. And this is IOC put a limitation on it. IOC don't want the Olympic Games to overshape. Otherwise, it will turn out a very heavy burden for the hosting country. And also, we will have 21,600 accredited media cover the game. And beside that, we will have another 20,000 non-accredited people to cover, to go to Beijing. They don't have the accreditation card. They don't have the tickets. They will just came to the city and see every part of the city and report the city rather than report the game. That is very interesting. If you got a journalism school here, you will realize that in Sydney, the figure is 3,600, while in Athens, it's 4,200. On our plate and on the Earth, there's never been a event attract over 40 reporters gathered in the city to cover the game. Can you imagine 40,000 media gathered in the city? They have to write something. They have to take picture of something. I don't know. So we had another media center called the Beijing International Media Center for the non-accredited people. We should go the basic, the fundamental equipment and all the facilities and the service for them. And this is the turnout one of the big risks for Beijing. And even I would say just the concern is a very big issue, because nobody in our history, nobody is in Western or East has the experience to deal with so many media peoples in a month or two. Besides this, we will have 8,000 sponsors, and we call the contractors. And we will have over 4,000 paid staff and 4,000 contractors and work for the sponsors. And over 1,800 ROC and IFC. IFC stand for individual federations officials. And we will have 10,000, 100,000 the volunteers, both for the Olympic game and the Paralympic game. And we will have over 500,000 international tourists, and we will have over 2 million domestic tourists. And the game will be broadcasted to some 220 countries and regions, and 40 billion people will watch the Beijing game. This is information about the competition. For the game, we got 28 sports and 38 events, and different events, and 302 disciplines. And we got 18 competing days because soccer will play 2 days earlier than the opening ceremony. Altogether, we will have 2,255 competition or games. That means a final, a group match at the finals, and also we have the finals, including the playoffs for the third and the fourth place, so 537. That is very, very brief about our Olympic Games. And we can pick each of the words, each of the sentence here, and spend a whole morning on it. So this is a symbol, very attractive and emotion, and for the game. So the Chinese words said your participation will make the 2008 Olympic Games more splendid and more successful. And come on, and with your emotion, and to support the game. So that reminded me of Yao Ming, you see, when he joined the Houston Rockets some 60 years ago. The city, the team, got a very, very, very huge slogan said, be part of something big. So I just hope as everybody sitting here and can watch and can support our games, because this is something even bigger. As maybe the biggest in the Olympic or sports history. Thank you very much.